Hi there, I'm Michael, and I'm doing an unboxing and quick review of the Jelli M1 mask. So the Jelli M1 is a Kickstarter project I found a few months ago. While there have been a lot of different mask projects appearing over the past year, this is one of the few that caught my attention enough to actually toss some of my own money at. While I'm not as pretty as the models in this video and I don't live my life in slow motion, the clear design really appealed to me. While I've never been diagnosed with any hearing or auditory processing issues, I've long realized that it's often easier to understand people when we can actually see their face. "I can't hear you, let me put my glasses on" was a common phrase in my home growing up. Of course, it's also just nicer to see people that we're talking to, plus the possibility of actually using Face ID to unlock my iPhone while being masked definitely has some appeal. So, I pledged for one mask, selected the black option that was added on later in the campaign, waited patiently, and it showed up today. So, let's take a look. There we go, gotta find the right button. I haven't done these very often. Okay. So, box. The Hulk I am not. Okay, Jelli M1. So, box, regulatory information on the back. This is the exciting part, right? Okay. Okay, so what do we get? We've got a nice little bag, drawstring bag, and there's the mask itself. So, looks fairly nice so far. Got a good silicone seal around the outside, vents on left, right, and bottom. Vents can be popped open. Yeah, there's the little... So vents pop open to replace the filter. You can get filters from the company that makes these, or you will eventually. They don't have that up on their website yet, but you will eventually be able to order replacement filters from the company that makes these. Or, of course, you can also, just figure out the right size, cut them out, and pop them in there, pop fabric in there yourself. No bets on, the filtration possibilities there, but comes with a set of filters. So I think there's 10 in here, which they say, along with most masks along these lines, are going to last, they say change them out roughly a week if you're using it on a regular basis. I'm not going outside very much, so we'll see how long they last. So rather than ear straps, this comes with a behind the head style strap, which looks like it just loops on to a couple little clips on the side. One there. Make sure I've got this right side up. And one there. So, easy enough. And then we also have a cleaning cloth. Some, looks like a certificate of qualification, saying that it's been tested in some way. And then the little introductory booklet basically tells you how to put it on your face and how to connect everything. So, that's what's in the box. Now the mask itself. Let's take a look. Of course, obviously, I'm a glasses wearer. Okay, goes on fairly easily. You can probably hear it's muffling my voice a little bit, but still able to talk to people. Sits right on the chin. It seems to have. It feels like it's got a pretty decent seal around my face, around my nose. Glasses work just fine, obviously, not fogging up. And the plastic itself, yeah, They say it has an anti-fog coating, so it does not appear to be fogging up as I'm breathing. You can see me really quickly. I mean, really quickly. Very quickly, at the speed of light. But you can see me well. You can see my mouth moving when I'm talking. This is actually fairly comfortable for a for having it on, first time trying it on. Yeah, that's not terribly bad at all. Okay, so there's the unboxing, there's the first try. I think I might just take it outside and see how it works and walk around the block a little bit. I'll be back. Okay, so here we go. Oops, it's slippery here. This is the Jelli M1 out in the wild, out in the woods. So yeah, really exciting stuff, I know. But I wanted to walk around a little bit, get a peek at it, wandering out, wandering around. When I'm breathing a little bit harder than I am when I'm just standing in my room at home, babbling at a computer. So we can get a better idea of, hey, if I go out and do something, if I move around, if I walk, is it going to fog up? What about the temperature? It's a lot colder out here than it is at home. Oftentimes that makes a difference when dealing with fog. Things like that. And no, so far, this seems to be working quite nicely. It's not fogging up too much. Much more visible face. Don't look too much like Darth Vader since you can actually see me. Not that that would be a bad thing. Okay, I did get a little bit of fog around my glasses right there, so apparently there's still a tiny bit of air escaping around the top. But I can feel it. I can feel it kind of pull against my face when I breathe in, push out slightly when I breathe out. So there may be a little bit of air escaping around the sides. The seal may not be perfect. But again, my best guess is that when it comes to... Yeah, my best guess is that for standard use, it's got to be at least as protective as a piece of cloth across your face or a disposable mask. Something like that. So I'm kind of thinking this isn't a bad investment. Okay, gonna head back inside, finish up the rest of this silly little video. Oh, and one more thing, since I mentioned it earlier in the video. Can you actually unlock Face ID on an iPhone while wearing the mask? Let's find out. Yes? Yes, you can. Okay, back inside. So, getting on with things. So how protective is it? These masks went through testing and certification in China, and the test reports were posted for the public to view on their Kickstarter page, which included this glorious and somewhat disturbing photo of the testing process. There's really no good reason for me to include this here other than pure amusement value, so we'll move on. Now, I'm not a medical or testing professional, and I have no real idea how China's testing standards and methodologies compare to those in the United States. But from what little I've seen with a little poking around, these appear to be roughly equivalent to KN95 quality. Specifically, the filters surpassed both of the standards that were tested here. Again, I can't vouch for how this compares to US KN or N95 testing, and I wouldn't assume that these are medical-grade masks. And of course, this testing is based on the included filters and won't be the same if you use your own filter material. But they do appear to be at least as good as the disposable paper masks or reusable cloth masks that most people are using these days. I'll certainly be comfortable wearing this out and about once things get to the point where I actually start going out and about again. Now, some of you may have noticed a similarity in design, I'll say that again, to Razer's Hazel project that was announced at CES a few weeks ago. I thought I'd do a quick comparison between the two based on what I know at this point. So here we have the Jelli M1 on the top and the Razer Hazel on the bottom. Both masks have a very similar design, primarily clear plastic with vents on the sides. They both have replaceable filters over the vents. The Jelli M1 does not have the fancy glowy programmable colored LEDs around the filters or inside the mask. It also doesn't have speakers to amplify your voice. However, that means you won't have to worry about charging the M1 or going out to the club and having your cool lighting effects die midway through the night just as your favorite dark EBM track starts playing. The Jelli M1's base price on their website right now is $45 US, while the Hazel's price hasn't been announced yet, but given the electronics and features, probably won't be terribly close to $45. And of course, the Jelli M1 actually exists and can be purchased and used now. While the Hazel's just a concept piece, all you can do is sign up on their website to be notified when there's more info. So that's the Jelli M1. It's looking pretty good to me so far, and while I'm planning on keeping up with social isolation until I'm vaccinated, and there's enough community vaccination that our infection numbers are far lower than they are now, I'm looking forward to having this available when I can go out and get out and about in the world again. If you're in the Seattle area and check out the goth industrial nightclub The Mercury, you might see me wearing it there once the doors open again. Finally, while my YouTube channel isn't updated enough to be updated often enough to be worth subscribing to, I do spend a couple hours Saturday afternoons spinning an eclectic mix of alternative dance tunes, including EBM, future pop, synthwave, goth, industrial, electronica, house, techno, mashups, occasional pop, and whatever other randomness happens to seem right at the moment. Find me as DJWUDI on Twitch or Mixcloud, live on Twitch at 1 p.m. Pacific most Saturdays, or tune in after the fact when the mixes go up to Mixcloud on Sunday. Thanks for watching! And let's see what this weirdo does. I mean, I don't even know. I think this is where he starts. Yeah. Don't do what he does, just, enjoy listening.